This is going to be so hard for Prem.
Hey! Hey!
Emellia, so you not only are you a debater, you also led a group of students to win the Asia Schools Debating Championships. And how did your love for debate start?
My love for debating starts because it's a funny story in a way, because the day I decided to join debating was the day I realized I don't speak well. I had just joined law school. We were doing like presentations in class, and I had a friend in class and he spoke so well, and I was like super impressed. So I went up to him and I was like, how did you speak so well? And he was like, oh, I'm a debater, you know? And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a debater too. So I just went and started. Literally, that was how. I also didn't speak English quite well. English is not my first language and all that. So that was literally how I got into debating. I knew that I was doing a law degree. I had to be able to speak well at some point. So better start somewhere.
Chaotic? Were you panicky? Did you cry? What's the story?
It was horrible. I can't believe you're doing this to me. I don't remember the motion I was supposed to debate, but I remember I read the title of a motion and I was like, what on earth is this? Like, no idea what am I supposed to say. And in debating, you're supposed to have arguments and rebuttals. I also don't know any of that. I remember I went up, said something, and the more I say, it's like dawning on me that I'm sounding stupider and stupider. I don't know if that has ever happened to you.
Oh, yes.
But I was just like, the more you stand, the more you say, my self-esteem is like dropping down, like every second of every word I said. And I ended it with like sitting under a table, just trying to calm myself down because I felt like an idiot, basically. It was not pleasant at all.
If you don't know the three of us very well, right? So Prem, he's got some pretty good qualities about himself. So he is very shouty if he wants to get...
He got some good quality. Some good quality.
Some. Wow. Okay, see, she was very quick to pick up on that, Prem.
The debater, bro, she's the pemangkang, she has to come and you all,
Aisha is a great listener and she is not scared to call you out on things. And for me, I guess I pick up on things that a lot of people don't pick up on. But what are some of the qualities you need to become a good debater?
I think the best quality to have to be a good debater is to be a good listener. Because when a lot of people think a good debater just argue all the time. In fact, when people go for job interviews and then people ask you, oh, you're a debater, is it? And then everyone will say, then you will just argue with everything. But that's a stereotype, and good debaters don't argue all the time. Good debaters know when they need to keep their mouth shut and when they need to open it and what do they want to address. So you don't have to argue everything. You don't have to disagree with everything. You just have to be strategic with what you're disagreeing.
Right.
And that's how you win a debate.
This is going to be so hard for Prem.
Hey! Hey! How about voice control? Adding on to this question, you said you must be a good listener and know when to attack and strategy, right? You can't be much of a quiet person, right? You have to have a loud intonation, like booming voice, like, whoa,
Well, if it makes you feel better, okay. But sure, you will need to sort of like modulate your voice a little bit. You will need to vary your tone so that you don't sound boring. You want to sound interesting. You want to sound like you have emotions and all that, because emotion moves hearts, right? That's how you convince people. It's a very great tool of persuasion. Yeah. But I would say so many good debaters I know are actually introverts. Like we speak because we have to, but if you throw me at a party, I would be like that one kid in a corner and like, watching everyone talk and make a joke and like silently laugh at things. But if you put me in a debate, like I'm going to be front and center of it. So I think it's a skill that you can use out of necessity, not necessarily a character that you have.
Okay. So how does one construct a good debate and not lose? Other than what you've just told us, which is listening, strategizing, having a good command of the voice, what else?
I'm going to give you the simplest components of argumentation. And I think you all can follow this because we teach this to our students at MIDP and they're like 7 years old. Okay? Yeah. So they are I, E, E, L. I stands for idea. The first E stands for explanation. The second E stands for example. And L stands for link. So when you want to debate, what you need to have first is an idea of what you want to say. And based on that idea, you need to ask yourself, what is this idea about? Why is it important? Why am I saying this? Why is this relevant? What's the harm if this idea does not come to fruition, for example? So you ask all these questions, and those questions, the answers will give you the explanation of the idea. Okay? And then give an example. That could be something that has happened in the past. It could be an analogy that you make up in your head. And finally is the link. And this is interesting because when you go to school, your teachers will teach you to conclude. But debaters, we don't conclude, we link up. So that means we will link the idea back to what we're trying to prove. So without this link, people will be like, yeah, okay, that sounds interesting and all, but really, why are you saying this, right? So if you can do IEEL when you're pushing for an argument, it would be a good argument because anyone can take down an example, but it's harder to take down an idea that is well substantiated.
Oh, wow. That was so well said.
You going down, bro, because I got the IEEL down patted. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I got the EEL as well.
Oh, you just made it sound so cool. Thank you for that.
Yeah.